G'day fellas, welcome to another video with the United States. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Rhode Island water boom build order, which I'm going to be demonstrating. Now we are playing up against another lame Swedish AI, I know. As you guys are aware, there's only very few players that are playing at the moment with the United States. I think it's me, it's Harrison, it's Bramboy, and it's a couple other guys from ESOC. So not a whole bunch of people that have got it. So it just means that unfortunately at the moment Mr. Gustavus is going to be our opponent. So we're starting off, this is going to be our water boom, opening up with a house, and now you can see all of our villagers on wood, and that can only mean one thing. We're opening with a dock. No, that's not what it means. It means we're getting French villagers first. So we are going to call in those French immigrants from the home city as our first card. We did already pick up that XP treasure. It was a large polar bear XP treasure. So we got the 25 XP from killing the polar bear, and then we got 50 XP from killing the treasure, or from taking the treasure. So I'm a little bit slow here. I probably should have just been, I should have selected my deck yonks ago. That's an Aussie thing. I don't know if you guys say that, and I'm kind of stuffing up my macro right here. But it's all okay because we're up against an AI. You guys just ignore that. Now using my water buffalo to tactically block. Look at that. Wow. I learned that in Age of Empires too. That's a real strategy right there. And so it's a pretty boring Age 1 from here. We've chopped out 200 wood for the French immigrants, and then from here it's pretty much just we just hang out, we gather wood, we gather food to age up rather. And then from there we move into the transition. But I'm going to keep you guys company throughout this period just to show you that nothing funky happens. On this map we're looking for water buffaloes primarily, but I do take a nice little gander and check out if I can spot any good treasures. There's not too much stuff, but we do have those 3 French coureur de bois arriving quite early, so most civilizations would only be getting their shipment right now, and we've already got our coureur de bois in. So they are in, and they are in so early. So it's one of the things that I love about opening with the French coureur de bois is they just come in so early, and it feels so good because it's basically a 4 villager shipment. I mean, it's 3.75 villagers because they gather 25% faster than a normal villager, and you get 3 of them. So it's 3.75, and if you round 7.75 up, it's, it's 4. So, and I guess you could probably round it up to 5, and then 5 rounded up to 10. So it's a 10 villager shipment. No, not really. But you guys get where I'm coming from. It feels good to have it in that early. And so now this is like my standard age up time, about 2 minutes 37, 2 minutes 38, but we're going to idle just massively here. I'm not sure exactly what's gone wrong. I've got 3 idols just sitting there at the moment because I don't have my new A's UI yet. They're still sitting there idle. Drongo, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Still sitting there idle. I can't believe how long they're sitting there idle for. Still sitting. Oh my god. Okay, so this is one of the things that's like, it's so hard to see your idle villagers when you don't have like these. Oh, they're still idle. Oh my god, Drongo, what are you doing to me? Oh god. Oh my, I never even realized I just moved them across. They were sitting idle for like 40 seconds. So this is where I'm basically saying, so there's a guy who does UI mods. His name is A's11. You guys might be familiar with him. He's quite a good player. I think at the moment he's in the top 3, so pretty darn good. And he does UI mods, and opponent explorer coming in here. Just don't mind me, Gustavus. I'm just doing my own thing here. You just keep walking on, buddy. So now, obviously, we're in transition, guys. We did go up with Rhode Island. We've got our bank now coming through. Now, in this build order, I don't know how I really feel about the bank. I just kind of get the bank because I feel like it's kind of terrible just not to get it. Like it's basically a free shipment because it's like you chop the 3, or you mine the 350 coin, and then you just get a bank, which is like 4.5 settlers. So it's pretty good, man. So, one of the problems is with this build order is I didn't really drop a market that early, and I think you probably should, just so, because you can be buying so much bloody wood with it. So getting down this wall nice and early, it is 4 minutes, and I even though we're playing against the AI, I want to replicate that same sort of mindset of playing against a real player. So doing that, and then in transition, so now our bank's coming in. We're going to drop down a dock as well. Once we reach the second age, we're going to be sending in one of our unique cards. So this is the Coreless Steam Engine. Just kidding, it's not the Coreless Steam Engine. We will probably send that in later. It's going to be the Slater Textile Mill. So that's the card that reduces the cost of your fishing boats and your villagers. So literally your settlers on land and your fishing boats on water both get their cost reduced. So it means that like right now I've got 1 villager queued up because I know that I'm not going to need that much food. I'm going to idle for a little bit, like I might idle for 10 seconds or something like that. But then it's not going to be too big of a deal. So sending a villager north as well. I kind of lose him at one point. I say, you know what, on this map especially, I'm going to be doing this on my opponent's pond. So we're definitely going to be dropping down that second dock. I do actually queue up a villager and then realize, oh, I'm probably going to go idle if I don't move villagers over to food. So I miscalculated or mistimed it a little bit, but now we've got that upgrade in. So we've got that Slater textile mill. So once we drop down this dock here, have a look at our villager costs. 60 food, and this one here, it's 50 wood. It doesn't show you, but you can take a look. So now that we've sent that, we've obviously dropped down the extra dock, so we've got 2 docks down. Our next shipment's going to be 700 wood, so you can see 50 wood on the fishing boat. So basically, it's like you've got schooners without that extra speed. No, I do send in rendering plant here, but I cancel it. I'm like, you know what? It's too early for rendering plant. We need to get more infrastructure up at this point. And so I am kind of like, I've got an idea for this build order, but at the same time, I'm kind of on the fly as well. Now, take a look how much food I've got. I've got 126 food. That's enough for 2 settlers. I don't need to be collecting all this food. This is pretty crazy. But I am going to be putting up those barracks. So I'm going to be doing a double racks drop. So at the moment, we're only at 6 minutes 15. So if your opponent was rushing you, you'd probably be under a little bit of trouble right here. So I would be suspecting that this build might be something better against like a Portuguese opponent, or you know, something a little bit more passive, because with this build order, it does take a while to get the ball rolling, like most build orders do. They do take a while for the ball to get rolling. And now our woods come in as well. I've absolutely done terribly when it comes to collecting this wood. I've just, you know, I'm not playing the best at the moment. I must have had something to drink, because I tell you what, it's not looking that hot. But you guys get the idea of what we're trying to achieve here. So we've got our docks producing double boats. We've got the villagers that are getting produced at the same time. And you got to think about it. Like every single time you're building a villager, you're saving yourself 40 food. These villagers pay themselves off so quick. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a build order that comes out that like combines Slater textile mill, which reduces the cost of villagers, right? And then on top of that, you send medicine, because the United States does have medicine. So that reduces the cost of the villagers down to like 45 food. And then on top of that, and it also increases the speed that they train. And then you just like, you do a fast fortress, and then you just make 3 town centers, and you just go crazy with villagers. By the way, I've still got more idols under the TC. Finally, Jongo picks it up. And just dropping down the double rack. So what we're doing is we're training the equivalent of strelets. So the state militia, they're kind of like strelets. They're very, very small units, very easy to throw away, quite cheap. The cheapest unit that the United States has got by far. Take a look at how much coin we've just got sitting there. We haven't done anything with this coin. We just got our Gillnet upgrade, and we still have 440 coin. That's ridiculous. Jongo, you're going to do something with that coin. Macro's looking quite shoddy as well. So there we go. Now buying some wood. Missed that first batch as well. Kind of feels a little bit bad. But the idea is that you want to sort of sit behind your wall, and you want to just get state militia out, just because they're going to be able to do the defending. Look, if we were up against a Spanish player right now and they were doing that, you know, that fast fortress that they do, the Pirashiki fast fortress, we would definitely be having a bit of a hard time. That is for sure, because we don't get colonial militia or town militia as the United States. You do not get that card. So it's very difficult to defend early pressure without units. You need to have units. And so doing a slower build like this is going to result in having a bit of trouble. And I think I'm just being a little bit mad at the pathing there and just saying, I've got no idea what you guys are doing. I'm just going to send you over to wood. And we're just going to stay H2 then. So from here, once we've sent our rendering plant, so the next card that we're going to be sending after this, you can either go whale oil or you can go fish market. But one of the things to be careful of with the United States is you do need a lot of upgrades for your units. So you kind of need the advanced arsenal. I think that's really important, mainly because of so the Strelet unit or the state militia, they've got a base of 5 speed. So if you can send the Springfield Armory, it's going to let you get military drummers, so it's going to make it 5.5 speed. That's a lot of speed, man, especially for skirmishers. So that's definitely something that's really strong. Also, what's really strong is getting the health upgrade for your artillery, because then it means that your artillery isn't going to get one shot by culverin. So your Gatling guns have got 150 health. So for that mechanic, it's going to cause them to get one shot by culverin. So you've got to be kind of careful of that as well. So now I'm just saying, you know what? We're just going to try and stick it into the second age. We'll mass it up. I really, you know, at this point, I'm just kind of freestyling it, so I do apologize. I know there's going to be a lot of pros out there that watch this and like, oh, this isn't good. And I respect that, and I accept that. But I guess it's more of just like a demonstration of the kind of cards that the United States has got, where you can be water booming. I think I'm doing in whale oil here. I think I cancelled. I'm like, wait, we're totally on food. We don't really need whale oil. But now the macro starts to get a little bit good. So we're up to 40 villages. Now keep in mind, we do have our bank as well. So technically about 45 villages. And a heap of fishing boats just coming out now, docking both sides. It feels good. Yeah, I think that definitely this build order is something that can be optimized. I'm not happy with it at the moment, but I will say that, you know, for a build order that it probably took me a couple of days to work this out and refine it and get it to the position where it needs to be, I'm pretty happy with it. I would be taking this into competitive, into ranked, and, you know, there's definitely certain matchups where I think this is going to be a viable build. I'm curious about how the Caller steam engine is going to go. I think on trading post maps especially, it might be a strong upgrade, but look, eventually, when we do age up, we're going to be aging up with Maryland. So Maryland's going to provide us a couple of bonuses. So I'll flash those ones up on the screen now. You guys can have a look. If you want to see more build orders like this, I encourage you guys to join the Discord. I've got a whole bunch of resources on the Discord with cards just like this one right here. So you can keep them on your second monitor while you're playing, just to use as a reference, because there is a lot of information when it comes to the United States. So it can be kind of overwhelming. So other than that, fellas, I hope that you've enjoyed the build order guide, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.